Hello, ako si Mitch. Ito yung presentation ko para sa book snap ng Ch2, Pedagogy of the Oppressed. Hindi ako nakapag-present nung last class meeting kasi wala akong boses nun dahil may sakit ako. Bago ako mag-start, siguro masishare ko na lang din na personally, ang turing ko sa librong to ay parang Biblia halos ng lahat ng EDUC students dapat. Kasi in an ideal world, yung librong to sana, yung Pedagogy of the Oppressed, and yung mga ideas na nakapaloob dito, yun sana yung naging batayan natin for the educational system na hindi lang magpo-produce ng mga workers who can contribute to skilled labor, but instead education would produce critical and conscious members of society. Pero malinaw naman sa atin na we don't currently live in that kind of world. So siguro yun yung hamon sa atin ngayon, no? Na struggle tong theories into practice someday. Okay. Una muna, what did Freire say about education, learner, and teaching? Para kay Freire, he saw education as a means to empower people. Well, not just people, pero yung children in the classroom currently who would someday also be contributing and productive members of society in their own rights. So you would empower these current children currently, by cultivating critical thought and consciousness. He saw the classroom as not just a literal na place where you would sit and read books and then go home. Instead, he saw the classroom as an avenue to institute social change that would hopefully eventually lead to liberation, political liberation, and self-liberation as well. Ngunit, at the same time, parang nakikita niya na education, as it was back then, I think as it is still until now, no, is currently a tool used to serve and replicate the interests of the elite, or to vaguely paraphrase yung ideas ni Freire in general. Education is supposed to be parang isang tool para makahantong tayo ideally sa malaya at mapagpalayang lipunan, a free, just, and liberated society. But clearly that's not the case. As it is now, mas lumilitaw na etong systems of education natin ay ginagamit para ma-perpetuate yung mga makasariling interest ng nagmamayharing uri. Yung mga interest nila na pangdayuhan, neoliberal, kolonyal. Paano ko nasasabi na ganun specifically yung mga interest nila? Kasi sa current systems of education dito sa Pilipinas, nakikita lang natin siya as a funnel to where you put your children in, tapos you would hope na throughout those 18 years or so, it would produce a good and productive laborer of society. Mali naman yun. I mean, sa palagay ni Freire, mali yun. And nag-agree ako sa palagay ni Freire na mali yun. Okay. So, ito yung first quote na gusto kong basahin, or that I think is quote-worthy. The truth is, however, that the oppressed are not marginals, are not people living outside society. They have always been inside the structure which made them beings for others. Ayun. Maganda siya kasi sa palagay ko, whenever we talk about those people we find to be yung mga nasa laylayan ng lipunan, we always refer to them as yung parang napaka-otherworldly nila sa atin, parang napakalayo nila sa atin. Pero the truth is, parang we're on equal footing as them. It just so happens na hindi sila properly supported. Ayun, they're not living outside of society. Nandito sila within the system that has failed them. Hindi sila ganun kalayo sa atin. Ayun. Inside the structure which made them beings for others. Okay. So, yung second part is, why do I think banking education is an instrument of oppression? So, I think na-discuss naman na ng many times kung ano exactly yung banking education. Though I'm not sure if may nakabanggit na nito, pero natawag siyang banking specifically kasi hinahalin tulad to ni Freire sa trabaho ng bank clerks inside like a bank for money na taga-deposit lang sila ng pera sa safe Yan lang yung job nila. In the same way na teachers who perpetuate the banking system of education ay taga-deposit lang ng knowledge sa mga estudyante. Ngayon, paano siya naging instrument of oppression? Ang lumilitaw naman is, okay, you're passing down your knowledge to your students. Is that not a good thing? It seems like banking education is a mirror of the exact systems of oppression that operate in society. Kung sa school, micro-model ang meron tayo, nakikita sa mundo na yun yung wider mechanisms of oppression na nangyayari. Paano natin ito nasasabi? Yung mga teachers na nagpe-perpetuate ng banking system of education, parang pinapostura nila yung sarili nila as the great arbiters of knowledge, na sila lang yung nakakaalam ng everything, and lahat ng mga estudyante sa classroom nila ay dapat mga taga-kinig lang and taga-receive lang ng knowledge without any input. I suppose this mirrors yung current government natin na yung mga taong may position of power, pinapalagay nila na sila yung may pinakamaraming alam, sila yung pinaka dapat sinusundan palagi. And tayong mga mamamayan, dapat tagasunod lang din tayo. Pag nga nag-rally or nag-protesta, nangyayari, tinetergas, tsaka pinapatay, di ba? Ayun. So, siguro yung second quote na I will close my presentation off with is, education as the practice of freedom, as opposed to education as the practice of domination, denies that man is abstract, isolated, independent, and unattached to the world. It also denies that the world exists as a reality apart from people. Syempre, I didn't want to end my presentation on a bad note tungkol sa how the government perpetuates oppression. I wanted to end my presentation on a lighter note na ano ba yung lesson na makukuha natin mula sa pedagogy of the oppressed? Yun nga, katulad ng nabanggit ko kanina, we don't live in that ideal world na yung problem-posing education ay yung current norm sa classroom. So, yun yung hamon nating lahat. Dito, as pre-service teachers, and eventually, hopefully, lahat tayo ay magiging teachers rin sa, Pilipinas. Na itong mga teorya ni Freire, na napakaganda, at isipin mo gano'ng katagal niya na itong pinublish, no? Ilang years ago na. I'm sure more than 10 years ago. It's probably that old. Ay, hanggang ngayon, sobrang relevant pa rin. Pero bakit hanggang sa ngayon ay teorya pa rin siya? Yun yung constantly natin sinastruggle na mula sa teorya, isabuhay natin hanggang sa maging practica na siya. Not just sa classroom natin kung saan tayo magtuturo, pero eventually and hopefully sa wider systems of education ng Pilipinas. Thank you.